All right, Team America World Police. This is a new episode this is a new Minisode. It's not a fucking episode, Rafiq. So you can cancel that bullshit right now.
Okay, I will go and cancel Team America World Police episode. That's not an episode, but in fact a Minisode.
Exactly. Glad you're finally on board.
All right.
All right. So I'm Allan Dempsey. He's
Rafiq Shaheen.
Tell me about. We had this conversation about you losing weight. And I completely forgot. I kind of remember it. So remind me it's a bet. We're doing some kind of bet.
So here's the thing, right? I am a fat fuck. I have been a fat fuck for quite some time. I wasn't always a fat
I come from a long line of fat fucks.
And I wasn't always a fat fuck, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, all right, I need to, with the new job or the current job, it's been a while since I've been able to work out.
Okay.
And I finally broke into the 3 Bills Club, so that's one of those moments where you're like, oh no, this can't happen. Like,
Can I? This is shitty, but I have to bring this up. You do recall the first thing that happened when we met each other downstairs, right?
Oh yeah, no. I don't get me wrong. I know why I'm in the 3 Bills Club.
There was food involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. It's like, at least before, it's like I was eating, shitty or whatever, but it's like cool, like I'm working out like 4 or 5 times a week.
Sure.
I used to be like
So what you've done now is you've removed the workout portion,
right.
But you've just kept the eating like a wild animal portion.
Yes.
Got it.
So like I used to be like 230, 220.
You got 2, 3, however many years ago you were getting a little slimmed up. You're looking good.
And that's the thing.
I was licking my lips when you came around.
And see, that hurts me because that means you're not doing it anymore. Am I too fat for you? Is there not enough spice in this relationship?
When I said for better or for worse, that's not what I meant.
So, I need to get back into working out, right? And I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, like maybe a month or so, and I was driving and I was listening to an episode of Hidden Brain from like NPR, and they were talking about positive and negative reinforcement as well as positive and negative incentives. And one of the things that they had mentioned was that you can provide yourself with a negative incentive in order to motivate you to get something done, right? If you do not achieve goal X, then you have to blank, right?
Sure.
So I don't know why this came to me, but the thought was, what if I did a weight bet where I put significant money on the line, like $300 to $500, right, to lose weight, and if I did not lose the weight within a period of time, I would have to donate the money to the absolutely shittiest charity that I could think of. Like $500 to reelect Donald Trump.
Yeah, ooh, God. My go-to for that has always been PETA.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like the idea, right now.
I can see you getting angry.
Yeah,
you got more angry about PETA than you did about re-electing Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, because I kind of go like he's just shitty management. Like,
yeah.
there's a difference between actively evil, like killing someone's dog on their porch, to like incompetent. Evil,
Yeah, dogs just happen to die under your watch. Years ago, it was either picking my nose or chewing my nails. I was trying to stop doing one of those things. And every time I caught myself doing it, I had to give... I didn't make it huge. It was like a quarter or something. Every time I caught myself doing it, I had to give a quarter to PETA. Right,
and that's kind of what I'm talking about. So what I would like to do is I would like us to take like 10 minutes or however long right now.
Okay.
And figure out who would be the shittiest charity.
I mean, for me, it's PETA. I can't think anything else.
So that's what I thought at first, right?
Okay.
But then like there's, I think it's like Joseph's American Cancer Association, where like the guy has been literally stealing cancer money from children. for
this
like
thing still operating?
yes.
Okay.
Like I think it was like in 2018, he had to go for like a deposition in regards to it, and
Wow.
basically they dropped the charges. And it's like this is something in which like multiple people have reported this for like years now.
Jesus.
And it's like, oh, that's bad. So I go and it's like, and it's very clear this dude is like taking the money to fund his own lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
That's hilarious.
you know, and then I was
That's so weird too, because I know just enough with my current job that like nonprofits, every year you have to basically, it's not reapply so much, but every year if you've already gotten your nonprofit status, you have to continue to prove to the IRS, this is our mission statement, this is what we're doing toward that mission statement. I mean, you fill this shit out on your taxes every year to the point where it's almost reapplying every year.
right, and that's the thing. Like, so this is the thing about big evil.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Is there's always a certain level of evil where like you commit the crime and the government just goes like, oh, I don't know what to do with him. Like
we hadn't taken that one into account.
right? Like we've never seen a person steal
So evil.
like this guy's going around hospital rooms and taking the IVs out of sick kids' arms.
Drinking it in front of them.
Like I don't know if that's a crime. It's definitely medical malpractice,
Yeah.
but like
Wow.
you know, so
All right, so you've got Peta. You've got this guy
Right.
who's not funding cancer.
right, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. That's a
Right.
tough one.
Then I was thinking like this Sea Shepherd guy, like that whole bullshit thing.
I don't know what that is.
You don't. Okay, so this dude was like big in like the 2000s, but that was that guy who was traveling around on his boat rescuing whales from like the Japanese, and like he wasn't really doing anything.
From the Japanese.
Like,
I'm just imagining like an episode of G.I. Joe right now. Like there's a bunch of Japanese guys with war paint and katanas like jumping out of the water.
right. So but like that, basically that dude was traveling around in like the Pacific Ocean and he wasn't stopping them. He would just kind of like show up and like protest.
Hey guys, please don't do that.
Right. And then he would like do like disruptive acts, like throw like shitty, foul smelling shit at the like fishing boat. And it's like, you would read reports and like the Japanese fishermen were like, it was unpleasant, but like,
But we sure got that whale.
you know,
Wow. All right, so you can fund that guy.
right. But there are certain people that you definitely can't fund. Right, like I'm not gonna give a $500 donation to ISIS.
I was thinking. I mean, I really, in my mind, I was thinking about like, does the Klan take donations? You know?
Oh yeah, that would be oof. That would be a tough one to swallow.
I'm not suggesting you do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Do you know how excited they'd be
Like-
that somebody gave them $500? Holy shit! One guy gave us $500.
Hey, Bubba,
Hey, Bubba, we's drinking tonight.
we gotta find this Rafiq.
Yeah,
Ralphie. I think his name
he
is?
sounds like one of ours. I'm always interested in the. You remember when everybody was pouring ice on their heads?
The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, I found out that year that the all of the money from that, it was all like the whatever foundation.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it wasn't being buckshotted to several different organizations that work on that. It'd be like, who's the breast cancer lady? Comer? You know what I'm talking about? It'd be like all of the donations go to that one breast cancer charity. That's how that ice bucket thing was going down. And that year, when everybody was doing that, it came out that like 30% of the money that came in was actually going to the research.
Yeah.
And I remember going online and saying something like, I'm going to throw $7 away and give $3 to somebody with this disease. And that way I'll be making as much of a contribution as, you know.
And like that's kind of the thing too. Like all charity, like most charities are kind of bullshit like that. You know, like the Salvation Army like does a lot of work, but I'm sure when you look over their books, it's like, well, 60% goes to organizational
Right.
funding, and it's like, okay, so then what happened to the other 40%? And it's
Marketing.
So,
All right, so you can pay a guy to throw shit at fishermen. You could pay a guy to not study cancer. You can pay Donald Trump to not be president again. You can pay Peta to actively do horrific shit.
Right.
Who else we got?
So this is where I started breaking, when I was thinking about this, I started breaking it down more into things that I do not want to have happen, right? So PETA, for example, is, do I want to rescue animals and make sure they have a good home? Yes.
Okay.
That is something I want to happen. So a negative example of that would be donate money to PETA, because they would actively harm that thing from happening.
Right.
So...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Instead of being null, instead of just giving the money to the guy who's not doing anything, you're funding something you don't like. Which again is why I always start with PETA when I have this conversation, because they are evil.
Right. So I started thinking like along the lines of animal rescue. Right. I was like, well, I do like tigers. And then I thought, would I really want to give Carol Baskins $500?
Oh,
right. Somebody who is probably who, quote unquote, has
allegedly
murdered her husband.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. Man.
Right.
You know my favorite part, one of my many favorite parts of that whole documentary, was Carol Baskin was sitting there without irony on her face, looking into a camera going, yeah, this guy just takes these cats and puts them in cages. And while she's saying that, behind her, a lion gets inside of a feeding cage in the shot. They're just putting them in cages.
Like, it's nuts. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, right? Because the big three that I had was like PETA, Donald Trump, and like that cancer dude. But I would like
Baskin. The Baskin ones is rough, man, because I don't give a fuck about the whole controversy of whether or not she killed her husband. I never saw anything that made me think she did, other than that the guy disappeared, But she certainly is, without question, doing everything that she was accusing the other guy of doing.
Hypocritical.
It's completely hypocritical. So it's almost like you kind of have to give it to her.
Right. And
or PETA, because everything they do is hypocritical.
Yeah. So and that's kind of where that's where I'm at. It's like, do I find an organization that's hypocritical? Or
I got it.
Okay. Cool.
We're going like triple negative.
Okay.
You want negative reinforcement?
Okay.
What's the opposite of reinforcement? Unenforcement? You want negative reinforcement. You have to take the amount and split it up among the organizations. You have so you come up with your number, or you come up with your system. For every pound you lose, okay, so what are you trying to get to?
So I would like to lose, because I'm in 3 bills now, I would like to lose at least 20 pounds.
All right. So you put, let's say, $5 for every pound. So you put your 5 times 20 is help.
5 times 20? 100?
Sure. You put $100 on your counter, and it's like, this is going to one of the 5, 10, whatever. You split that up by 5. X amount is going to PETA. X amount is going to Cancer Man. X amount, and like, it's happening.
Okay.
Unless I lose the weight.
Right.
Then it's not happening.
Okay.
But for every pound you gain, you have to like double that amount.
Oh, no. So, like, if I'm at 300 and go up to, let's say, 310, it would go from 300 to like 600. Oh, no. Fuck. No, dude. here's the thing. I'm already spiritually exhausted just thinking about this. And I was legitimately getting mad at the thought of donating money to like the fucking cancerous dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, because that's one of those things where I'm like, no. Like, I'm not funding this dude who's stealing money from cancer children. Like, I mean, I guess if we're shit talking Donnie, like, his own family stole money from charity, but like, I don't think it was for cancer research.
No, he just defrauded a bunch of people.
Right.
That's all.
But that's the thing. I look at that and I go, that is more socially acceptable than stealing money for cancer research from children. Like,
yeah.
So let's do this, right?
Okay.
What do you think the top 3 out of all the ones we've discussed so far?
Okay.
All right. Peta, Shepherd.
So, cancer guy, it's not just that he's not doing the thing he's saying he's doing, it's that he's actively taking from, right?
Right.
So I think fish guy is out of the running.
Okay.
He's boring. He throws poop, whatever. If you're stupid enough to give that guy money, I'm glad he has your money. Donald Trump, there's a lot of argument to be made that he actively brings evil into the world.
Okay. There's
also a lot of argument to be made that it's not coming from Lex Luthor as much as it is coming from just being a dumbass. So for me, it's down to guy who's actively stealing money from cancer kids.
So that's 1.
Or Peta. Who is,
2.
Guilty of slaughtering way more animals, guilty of all kinds of hypocritical shit.
Okay.
They've been caught funding the eco-terror psychos. I mean, that's a bad group of people.
Right.
And then what was the other one?
Then we had Carol Baskins. We had...
Here's the thing. Here's another thing you have to consider is direct impact. Donald Trump isn't going to... Your $500 will go to use, but it's not something that changes the budget for the year.
Right.
Carol Baskin suddenly getting $500 of your dollars. That makes October very different for her. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we're picking one, I'm going Carol Baskins.
Okay. So Carol Baskins is at number 1.
Yeah.
All right. So let's pick. So then we have Peta, and then we have the cancer guy.
Okay.
So from those 3, I had said between $300 to $500.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say $300.
So $100 for each.
$100 for each.
Got it.
Right. If I cannot lose 20 pounds, today is
the 13th, 12th,
the 12th of September. So let's say 6 months is too long, right? Because I feel like losing 20 pounds in 6 months. 20 pounds in
6 months. That sounds about right.
Really? You think so?
Because I'm thinking of it in terms of like lifestyle change, not in terms of, because you meet the goal in 6 months. Well, who gives a shit?
Okay.
Because then you can just start shoving monkey bread in your head again, and
right, and then
that's not but if you've made a 6 month progression versus I did it in 3, I beat the game in 3 months. Well, okay, the game's over. Are you going to keep eating your shitty monkey bread? Like,
okay, so that's actually a very good point, because that becomes, okay, you've met the goal in 3 months. You still have 3 months that you have to keep it off.
Exactly.
Right. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
Okay, March. All right.
So by March 13th of 2022, I am currently, I think the last time I checked my weight, I was at 308.
Okay.
So I need to be at, we'll make it even easier than just saying have to be 20 pounds lighter. I'm going to say have to be at 280
Okay.
by the end of, so closer to 30 pounds, but I have to be at 280 and keep it off by the end of March 13th,
Okay.
2022, or else I will donate $100 to Donald Trump, $100 to Carol Baskins, and $100 to Peta. And if anybody listens to this, by all means, take to social media or whatever and remind me. Just fucking see a photo of me posting up food on Instagram. Go like, hey, you fat fuck, you really want to give Carol Baskins $100? Like,
Yeah. Body shaming works.
yeah. I mean, like,
Hashtag body shaming works.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of So How About This? If you like that episode, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, or leave a review. If you really like this, tell a friend. If you hated us, tell somebody you also hate. Tell 5 people that you hate about us. Find your arch enemy and convince them to listen to our podcast because you hate us so much and you want to punish them for it. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at So How About This One. That's the words So How About This followed by the number 1. If you have any questions you want answered on the show, just hit us up on Twitter and don't forget to stay tuned for new episodes.